what if stock markets everywhere? What if all banking systems around the world can't connect on the internet? We could see the entire economy grind to a halt. When Amazon sneezes, the internet catches a cold. According to the Associated Press, a massive Amazon Web Services outage early Monday morning knocked out some of the internet's biggest platforms, including Snapchat, Robinhood, Fortnite, and even the McDonald's app. And yes, it knocked out my teleprompter app. The trouble began around 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and this is October 20th, 2025. We're live to you today. It started at 3 a.m. Eastern Time when Amazon's cloud division, AWS, reported increased error rates across its key U.S. East region. Engineers scrambled as users worldwide suddenly couldn't trade, post, or even order food. By sunrise, Amazon said most systems had recovered, but I can tell you, not all. But the disruption showed just how dependent the modern world is on just a few tech giants. As cybersecurity expert Patrick Burgess put it, quote, "The world now runs on the cloud. When something breaks, users don't see Amazon, they just see that Snapchat or Roblox stopped working." It's another reminder that our digital lives, from banking to breakfast, now rest in the hands of a handful of servers in Northern Virginia and a few other places. What's the real message here? You and I and the whole world economy is vulnerable. We're vulnerable to just a handful of big tech companies. We're vulnerable to the whole internet working all the time. So if someone figures out how to pull that plug or put a virus in it that shuts it down, life as we know it will end. Let's dig a little deeper here. I don't mean we're all literally going to die, but our normal existence is going to be radically different. Now, if this had happened when I first went on the internet in 1995, or I guess I went on in 94, wouldn't have mattered much. Most of the world had not really migrated to the web, but now it is. I wish I could tell you, here's a foolproof way of being prepared at all times so that you're not vulnerable, but the reality is you are. If you only invest in stocks that are, restaurant chains and hotel chains, yeah, maybe you won't be hit as much if the internet goes down, although hotels get their bookings through the internet, and so do restaurants. Maybe you're not as vulnerable, but you would have lost out on all the upside that technology stocks have brought for the last 20 years. So I don't have an easy answer for anyone on how we can prepare. It does make me feel vulnerable, and it should make you feel vulnerable. Now, what happened today, it seemed like Amazon got on top of it quickly. Most of the big important sites are back. And yes, the world can get by without me using the teleprompter for a day. But what if stock markets everywhere? What if all banking systems around the world can't connect on the internet? We could see the entire economy grind to a halt. Now, if it happens for 5 minutes, probably won't be a big deal. But what if it happens as long as the US government shutdown happens? Then we're talking about economic chaos, political chaos, cultural chaos. People are going to be walking around cursing at their phones, not knowing what to do. I've got really 2 suggestions for you. One is learn some skill that's useful in the real world. I'm currently trying to figure out how to change the tire on my bicycle. My own skills have gotten rusty. And it's so easy these days, especially if you have a little bit of money, to just get used to click, click, TaskRabbit this, someone else for that, Uber for that, not know how to drive, not know how to navigate. I mean, just imagine all the people if Waze goes down for a week and they're not going to be able to drive to the grocery store 3 blocks away because they never bothered learning turn left, turn right, go straight. One of the things I would recommend is spend some time each day with your own head in the world trying to figure things out. Periodically, I give myself a challenge of driving somewhere or driving home from somewhere without the GPS on to activate a different part of my brain. Now I had no idea this was going to happen, but yesterday I decided I needed to spend even more time away from this. I'm pointing to my cell phone now, which I'm using to stream live on TikTok. So I went for a nice 1.5 hour hike in a nature preserve in Florida with my family, left the cell phone in the car. I wanted to completely decompress and get out of the digital world. Yesterday, I went and played pickleball for 2 hours. Now, normally, I'm ashamed to admit this, I would take my phone in my bag, and then if I'm sitting out a game or it's a water break, quickly check email, text. That's a bad habit to do on a Sunday morning, or really anytime when you're exercising. I asked myself, what's the worst possible thing that could happen if I couldn't read a text message, an email, a notification for 2 hours on Sunday morning? And the answer was absolutely nothing. So I just left my phone at home for 2 hours. And the result is it was more relaxing, more invigorating, and it allowed my brain to go into a different place. Now, this doesn't solve the whole problem of if your entire business and livelihood is dependent on the internet, as pretty much mine is. It doesn't solve that problem, but at least it can remove some of the terror you might feel if the internet is down for a day. What I'm hoping you do, if the internet does go down for all of us, that you've got really two options. I'm hoping you pick one over the other. One is to sit around and fret and stare at your screen and hit refresh and wait for it to come back, and stare at your phone and hit refresh and wait for it to come back, and panic and get nervous, give yourself an ulcer. That's one solution. The other solution is to say, hey, it's a vacation. It's a free vacation. Maybe it's not a paid vacation for you. Maybe it is. But to say, look, it's a vacation day. Let me go for a long walk. Let me get a pad and pen and start handwriting a novel. Let me start painting. Let me fix something in the backyard. Let me straighten out my garage. Use it as an opportunity rather than a moment of terror. Long term, if there's no internet, it's going to be a problem. I'm not kidding you. We're all going to have to become subsistence farmers, I guess, although that's not what the world looked like in 1987 before there was a World Wide Web. So there would be some way of coping with it, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun or as lucrative for a lot of us.